you can use the CTAS, which is the create table as select. Okay, now your table is successfully created. Now if you go back to your AWS S3 bucket and refresh this page, you should be able to see that there is now another folder with the name called DE Nation Iceberg. And if you open that, here you should be able to see a metadata folder and a data folder, because we have created this table with already existing data set. So that's where you are able to see a data folder over here. And if you open that, you should be able to see a Parquet file where probably you should have some data over here. Now let's go back to our bucket level. Now the next step is that we will insert data into our Iceberg table. So for that, let's go back to the document and copy the insert statement, where we are simply inserting some data to our customer Iceberg table from another customer table which is already exist into our Snowflake sample database. Okay, so let's copy this particular command from the document, go back to Snowflake and simply paste that. So insert into DA customer Iceberg, select star from our sample data, Snowflake sample data under TPCH SF1, and there is a customer table. So let's execute that. Now this is going to take the data from our customer table and insert into our Iceberg table, which you have already created. So this has inserted around 150k records. Now previously when we created this table, we only had a metadata folder under the main folder. But if we go now and refresh this page and open our DE customer Iceberg table, we should be able to see now there is a data folder, and here you should be able to see different folders within that the data has been stored. Okay, now let's select, let's query the data from this table by running simple Snowflake SQL. Okay, so just copy the command from the documents. So here we are simply selecting the data from Iceberg table, limiting 10 records. The simple select statement, nothing extra what we have done. Whatever SQL statement which we run for the normal tables, we are doing the same for our Iceberg table. We're simply able to select whatever data we have on those files into our S3 bucket and able to present that data in from our Snowflake environment. Okay, so this is the customer table. Now simply if you run the same command on your nation table, you should be able to see the data. Now even you should be able to join two tables, right? So here what I'm doing is I'm joining my customer table with the nation table on the nation key and extracting certain information from both these tables. Okay, so if I simply run this one, we should be able to see the data from these two tables. So these two columns are coming from customer table and this nation column is coming from the nation table. So this is how we should be able to query the Iceberg table in Snowflake. Now the next is that let's do some DML operation where we will go ahead and delete some rows and then try to access this data and see how does it work. So simply copy whatever SQL is given as part of the document, come back to our Snowflake, paste this value. So here what we are doing is we are simply selecting some data from our DE customer Iceberg table. So let's execute that. And here you should be able to see a market segment. Okay, and under the market segment you should be able to see different values. Now let's say we want to delete all the data from this Iceberg customer Iceberg table where market segment is, let's say, automobile. Okay, so we just wanted to show that how this works into Iceberg. So simply copy this and whatever you have under the curly bracket into your where condition, simply delete it and paste that automobile here. Okay, so before running this particular command, let's see the status of our files into our S3 bucket for the DE customer Iceberg table. So if I go back and go to our Iceberg bucket, go under the DE customer Iceberg and go under the data folder. Currently we have two folders, one is C6 and CA. Okay, now when I delete it, we talked about in the Apache Iceberg format, like when you do some sort of DML operation on your data, it creates a new snapshot of your data, right? So when I run that delete statement, you should be able to see that automatically there are two new folders which is already being which will be created as a new folder. Okay, the Apache Iceberg is not going to touch this particular folder because because of the feature called time travel, where you can go to the history and try to access whatever has done previously, right? Like let's say something goes wrong and you want to go to the previous version of the data. Since the Apache Iceberg store all the snapshot of your data, you should be able to go back, right? So what Apache Iceberg is going to do, it's going to create two new folders where it is going to store all the new data. Okay, and the current catalog of our Snowflake will point to those two metadata, right? So that whenever is somebody is doing a select star from the table, they should be able to see the updated record. Now let's first, so remember that we have C6 and CA. It could be different for your case, but just wanted to show you. Now let's go ahead and run this delete statement. So once we delete it, whatever data we have for a segment called automobile, that is going to be deleted from this particular Iceberg table. Okay, and all this data will be now not be visible from your from that particular table. Okay, uh, it will take couple of seconds for this to be deleted. So let's wait for the query to be executed. Now you'll see that 29K record has been successfully deleted from this particular table. Now if I go back and check out my S3 bucket and simply refresh this data page over here, you should be able to see that previously you have C6 and CA. Now you have 00 and 79. So these are the two new folders with the updated data, which has been created as a snapshot into our your Iceberg table. So if you simply run this select star from this table where market segment is automobile, so simply copy this particular where condition and delete whatever is in the single quote and paste this value. And if you run this, you should not be able to see any data because it's now deleted. Now how should be able to retrieve this data? Let's say this was by mistake, somebody has deleted it and you want to retrieve this data. So because Apache Iceberg has stored those snapshot, we should be able to go back a point in a time and able to retrieve that. So there are ways in Snowflake which you can do that. There is before a particular timestamp or an offset before an offset if you have run that. Or the third is that every SQL queries which you execute in Snowflake, it generates an query ID. Okay, so the delete statement which you have executed over here, it might have generated as a query ID. So whatever was the data before that query ID, we should be able to see everything from that particular data set. Okay, so to get the query ID which we have which it has been generated while running this delete statement, on the bottom you should be able to see a option over here. If you click that, it is going to open a query history. Okay, so this particular option. Okay, now under the query history, whatever queries we have executed, you should be able to see all the queries and their query ID. So we need to simply search for this delete one. Okay, now if you click on that, you should be able to see a query ID over here, and this is the command which we have executed, delete from this Iceberg table where market segment was automobile. So simply copy this query ID. Okay, once you copy it, you can click on this to close it out, and in this select star where we have given a statement where we have given a query ID. So simply delete whatever you have in the codes and paste that query ID which we have copied from the query history. Now here we want to see, because if I run this select star, I will not be able to see any data because this is the current snapshot of your data. Now with this particular statement, I am going to the previous snapshot of the data where the market segment is equal to automobile data was already exist. Okay, so simply copy this particular where condition and update over here and paste it. Now if I run this, I should be able to see all the data which is related to the market segment automobile. So simply execute this particular statement and let's see what it gives you. Okay, it should be able to give all the 29K data which we have previously deleted. So now let's say if you want to backup it or you want to move this data into the actual data, you can simply create a temporary table and select all this data and insert it into temporary table and then move this data to your original table, which is this DE Iceberg customer Iceberg table. Because Iceberg tables contains all the historical snapshot of your data, it's very easy for you to go back to the previous history and bring all the data which you have lost or somehow mistakenly deleted. So this is how we set up an iceberg table in Snowflake by using an external volume and creating an external volume on S3 by creating a trust between our Snowflake and S3 buckets, and then creating the tables as how we create a normal table where we need to provide that which catalog this iceberg table is going to. Only thing is that we need to provide that the iceberg keyword over here while creating our iceberg table.